And we are live.
Welcome to the Fucking Brothers podcast. I'm Nate Sikauskas.
I'm Alex Salute.
And I'm Nathaniel Beauchesne. And we are here for a good fucking time, everybody. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. After a few note takes, we're finally ready to record.
Why are you telling them our business?
Just letting them know the process.
Well, I think they should have to pay me extra to know about that.
Yeah, all the recordings will be on our Patreon. That doesn't exist.
Yeah, but this one won't because Nate's a fucking idiot and didn't press record when we fucking put the mics on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my home life and work life separate, if that's cool with you.
That's hard to do when you're with your fucking brothers all the time.
Yeah, we gotta get personal.
I just feel like we haven't hung out in a while.
No, we really have. This is all our hangouts now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we do now. I haven't seen you guys in a non-professional manner in years.
You guys are so fucking professional, though, I gotta say.
Try to be. For the personalities we are.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, one of us doesn't have a job and the other one of us hates people, so we can be pretty professional when we need to be.
You just got to open up to people more. That's the issue.
It's not about opening up to people. I've opened up to people and people have fucking betrayed me, so I'm just done with that shit and I'm all good with the small cluster I have.
Yeah, but not everyone's gonna betray you.
Just
that's
95% of the people out there.
And I can keep that number even lower by just sticking with my fucking small little clique that I know, trust, and would give my life for.
Until they betray you.
Hell, even we've betrayed you.
Even I've betrayed you, but like...
Here we are making a podcast, though.
No, yeah, of course, but overall, no one here in my small circle would do something that would warrant the end of a friendship.
Oh God, no.
Today's podcast is brought to you by forgiveness
And betrayal.
and betrayal.
In honor of the Christmas spirit.
Happy Hanukkah,
Happy
everyone.
Hanukkah, everybody. Seriously. Light that
First
candle.
day of Hanukkah we're recording this on. It will probably come out on day 4 of Hanukkah.
We'll still be celebrating, though.
Oh God, yeah. We'll have our 4th candle lit by then. Whatever that means.
I can't have candles in this apartment.
Oh. What if they... Isn't that against the law? Because it's part of the religion.
I mean...
They can't just stop that.
Yeah, but I'm not Jewish, so...
We can change
That's
that.
not like a... You know...
We got 8 days.
You guys been to the synagogue lately?
None of us here are Jewish, though.
That's a bold assumption.
It's not an assumption, it's a fact.
God, do I know how to pinch pennies, though. They had to come from somewhere.
That's... I hate you so fucking much.
And I love a good coupon book.
You're a piece of human garbage, you know that.
I think that's primarily my biggest takeaways. That's my fuel. You know, I know what I am.
You're a piece of garbage.
No, exactly. So it's just like if I could just present that as myself, and it's fine. That's funnier that way.
This episode was brought to you by New Jersey. Get your trash somewhere else.
Oh, that New Jersey Turnpike highway smells exactly like shit.
I'm not ready to drive down that highway at the end of this week.
Although you do feel like Tony Soprano for a minute once you pass those big water
No,
tanks.
you don't. Absolutely not. I've done that drive fucking 6 times now, and you absolutely do not feel like that.
Any ego you might get from something like that is immediately vanished with the smell. The smell it's pungent.
Yeah. I can't believe Tony Soprano dealt with that.
New Jersey is America's landfill.
What? You can say that again. My dad was born in New Jersey.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, so is he. What's the longest drive you guys have ever done?
Probably to Florida. I wasn't driving, but I was on a bus.
Holy
Ouch.
shit, you did a Florida drive on a bus?
Oh, yeah, with the Boy Scouts.
Oh, what kind of bus?
It was just like a Greyhound bus.
Oh, it
was
wasn't
pretty,
at least it wasn't a school bus. Imagine that trip on a
God,
fucking
no.
school bus.
Your back would be broken by the time you got there.
Nah, Nathaniel would fall asleep. It'd be nicer than his bed.
Yo, I used to sleep on the bus all the time, and it's comfortable until you hit a bump. Because you lean your head on the window, and you hit a bump, and it just...
Yeah, I could never lean my head on the window because of the vibration, and I just always felt like my brain was getting rattled.
It was because like I partied way too much in high school and just stayed up really late for no fucking reason other than I'm an incel. I slept on the bus a lot of the time. It was great.
Define party, because I knew you during that time period for a little bit, and I think you just stayed up late and played video games.
That, but also like doing drugs with more than 5 people always was a party in my opinion.
Replace drugs with
enough.
marijuana and replace all the alcohol with Mountain Dew Code Red.
No, because by the time he was smoking pot, he had already given up soda.
That's not entirely.
No, that is true. That is true. I stopped drinking soda in 2015. Okay, so I was smoking a little bit of pot before giving up soda, but I wasn't a regular pot smoker.
Yeah, but you had already like lost a whole bunch of weight and started drinking water a shit ton and walking and running more and like getting in shape by the time you would like finally quit. So like soda was the biggest thing for you.
It was one of the worst ones, 100%.
Yeah, soda has taken down a lot of people.
I stopped drinking soda because of you.
Dude,
Same
it's
here.
so dangerous.
No, but back to the original question. What's the longest you've ever taken a drive for?
It was Cleveland, 8.5 hours.
Ooh,
A lot of it was through Pennsylvania backcountry.
that's
So
no bueno.
Deutschland, we got stuck behind a fucking buggy.
For how long? Jeff was driving, right?
Yeah, it had to be like 2 hours, and like it was fucking burning in the car, mind you. It's like 90 degrees. You've
No
all
AC?
No fucking AC. You've been crammed in there with these sweaty fat people for the last 5 fucking hours. You're in Deutschland. You're behind a fucking buggy, and you're like, you know what? I need some fresh air. You crack the window just a little bit, and you were overwhelmed with manure. Manure.
All that dry crop.
Yeah, the dry fucking crop, bro.
Was it all cornfield?
A lot of it, yeah.
I don't know if I can say this, so get ready to bleep this out. But
God bless editing.
is that the trip that you fucking jerked off on?
I have no idea.
Oh, you've never heard that story?
No, I've heard that story. I think it was a New York trip.
You think so?
I
just
think
bleep
so.
out
Because
that
he would
person's name.
have to be 10 years old.
Okay.
I didn't bust my first nut till I was like 12. You don't have puberty at 10 years old.
Yeah, I know, but he still told me that he jerked off in the car on a road trip.
I
And
remember this story.
I'd like to say I remember the road trip, but I probably
I thought he
don't.
told me it was an Ohio trip, and I know you guys have driven there more than once,
No,
right?
only once.
wasn't
Only
it?
once.
No.
There's only one Ohio trip.
Damn.
Not to like wasn't it to like a train car?
Yeah, I think you're right
You were
about
both
that.
were just like crammed in the back. He thought he had like enough privacy.
Yeah, I don't see, like, I didn't
You're going to
know.
have to bleep his name out again.
Oh,
I
shit.
didn't know about
That's
it until
all right.
years after it happened. And it's just uncomfortable, I think. Because not even for me, I don't get uncomfortable. But for him, it's like, you really jerked off in the car with your little brother in the car? I don't know. For me personally, that's weird.
I don't know if he got away with it without anyone knowing. Was it that bad?
You're going to have to bleep out him
No,
saying fucking
no, I think
little brother, too.
I think that is bad because you were willingly taking out your cock in front of your, well, not in front, but like in a vehicle with your entire fucking family. Reaching orgasm while your whole family is in the car. I don't, like,
But I don't know if you find yourself having the privacy, you know, like you're passed out in the seat next to you, mom and dad aren't looking in the back seat.
I didn't sleep in cars.
No?
So if it did happen, I was wide awake.
Oh, God.
Yep.
That's quite the risk he took then.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's what autism does to you. It makes you think in a situation like that is acceptable.
Gets you taking those risks.
No, he's proud of it too, you know?
I never got the impression that he was proud of it. I just got the impression that he didn't know better than to know that it was wrong. He
Yeah, you could say that about a lot of things he's done in his life.
No, I understand that, but he tells that story like it's just a story that you like, almost like anybody would have a story like that. Like, and like little boys do gross shit. Like I have some gross fucking
Yeah,
stories
I'm not
about shit
denying
like that.
Little boys are disgusting, and I was one, and I was disgusting.
Like if we're all being fucking honest here, like. Am I the only person in this fucking musketeer group that's jerked off in another group with other people?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, so yeah, like little boys do fucking gross shit. So I feel like he tells that story in a sense that like it's just something that like anybody would do.
You know what? Well, let's all just come clean about it and tell a dirty story from our childhood.
That's fair.
I went to Maine with like a bunch of Christians, and we went there to like build houses for the poor. And I was jerking off in that cabin almost every fucking night. With there's like 16 other churchgoers in that room with me. I was on a top bunk bed.
That's pretty risky, to be honest.
It was dark. I waited till like 2 a.m. because they were all early risers. Got to eat pancakes before you go build houses for Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is moose country, mind you.
Yep.
And when you're up there in God's country, you know for a fact that you can just bust in freedom. But yeah, there's a room with a bunch of fucking church guys. And you know what? I think the weird part about that is that nobody touched me.
Yeah, was it like minimal stroke?
I mean, I was like 12 at the time.
You were probably just too old or too ugly.
I was at that point where you're probably like 6 months into knowing what else your dick can do. Like you always knew it could pee because you've been doing that your whole life.
Oh my God. The first time like I started jerking off and like loads would come out, it was the first load I shot was the day before a doctor's appointment.
Were you scared?
I was so scared. I thought, oh my God, he's gonna know.
He probably did. He probably like checked your balls and you just kind of like a smile started coming across his face.
He went down there to fucking like take a little feel like doctors do, and he goes, these are lighter than they should be.
These aren't at 100% capacity.
He like slap you on the shoulder, give you a sticker or something.
You did it, son.
See, I had a woman pediatrician when I was a kid.
Uh-oh.
So like, obviously, like when I came of age, like I would always like have a boner when she was doing it, and then I think it was just it's not like she was like attractive. It was just like a woman was grabbing my balls.
Yeah, no, I know what you
like,
mean.
you know, you're 12, you're dumb, you're dirty. It fucking happens.
That makes sense.
And then it was just awkward because here I am with a 12-year-old boner in front of this woman.
No, the only people who have held my balls as far as that had like a license for
a license for ball holding.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Are
everybody
you
in
trying
the
to tell us you've
bowling
been
league.
molested?
no. It's always just been by like old men examining my balls.
Gotcha.
If you come clean on air about being molested, I'll give you a lot of props. That's balls.
I have no such instances that I can remember.
So is like an old men and balls thing like a Polish thing, or?
No, that's just like how it worked out. I had this like real cool kid doctor, and like he did it all my life, and then I had this old black guy, and then he started examining.
And then he became your ball squeezer.
No, he pulled down his pants. And he's like, "Hey, I know it sucks, but no, I don't know where I was going with that."
We all got to
Anyway.
get off. We all got our taste.
We all got our balls.
Looking back, I was never molested as a kid, but I like think back into my childhood and I think about a bunch of scenarios that I got myself into where I could have been molested really easily.
Oh God, yeah. I was at this campsite, and it was just me and my brother standing outside the trailer, and this woman in a GMC just rolls down her window to me and my brother, and she's like, "Hey, you boys want to come to Shaw's with us? Go shopping. We'll get you a couple things if you need them, like some candy." Me and my brother just look at each other, and I'm like, "That's a really good offer."
Like that's a really good deal.
But we ultimately said no. Thank God.
Yeah, that's a good decision there.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys made that decision.
Had you accepted candy that day, we wouldn't be doing this podcast right now.
Yeah, probably not.
Still be an Amber Alert.
Yep.
I'd be on the cover of billboards.
Yep. on the back of milk cartons.
Yeah.
Have you seen this, Nate? Looking back, I think one particular one that stands out, I had this neighbor in that apartment complex.
Oh, I
across from
remember
my
this
house.
guy.
And
Oh, yeah.
this guy used to give me Legos and ring pops. And it's like, all right, maybe he was just a nice guy that knew what I liked.
No.
maybe
But
you're
then
lucky.
again, maybe
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, but then again, you think about it that way, and you're like, oh shit, this guy wanted to fucking touch my pee-pee.
Oh yeah, hardcore.
So bad.
This is so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I have a million weird and gross little boy stories I could tell, but with my girlfriend sitting on the couch right there, I don't know.
You were 13.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we all got a molester story. Like,
I started being like sexually active and sexually experimenting pretty fucking young, like at young,
Like 5.
like 9, and I started doing experimental things with a couple of my neighbor friends. And
was this California?
no, this was like right when I moved back from California, so I might have been a little bit older, like 9, yeah, so like 10, maybe 11, but no older than that. And I had just gotten back from California, and there was like one girl in the group of kids that hung out on the street, and she was like a real tomboy, but she like went through puberty pretty early, but she was also a year older than most of us.
It's always the tomboy on the street.
And she like she would always hang out with us. And one day we like all went over to one kid's house and just started like
Stroking each other.
no, we like all started jerking off at different corners, trying to get her to like jerk us off, and she didn't. But it was just like, that's probably one of the weirdest things I've ever done. And like, you're gonna have to edit this out, but that was at house.
Game over. Insert coin.
Yeah.
We're calling it a night here.
And I don't know if you know this kid, but was there.
Oh no, I haven't heard that name in a decade.
Yeah, man.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, dude. And I think was there too. And home. He was like,
before the jerk circle started.
yeah, he's like, I'm not fucking doing this with you weirdos. And he went home. Yeah, you're gonna have to edit all those names out.
Yeah.
You don't have to edit out jerk circle though. Jerk circles are funny when you think about it.
Cookie, baby. I'm not saying that you never had it, but I feel like testosterone hit you a little bit later.
No, I feel like it was always there, but it was always suppressed in me growing up because
Yeah.
like anger was bad in my household.
Yeah, that's fair.
Male aggression was toxic and bad.
Yeah, it is.
Not acceptable.
Because it is.
And it is. But you need to learn how to control it.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, yeah.
You gotta make it work for you.
You got to play it to your advantage. Understand that it's there, harness it, and use it for good.
A lot of young men out there just walking around with untapped or untrained tempers.
Yeah, exactly.
All it is untrained potential.
Yeah, I just channel it into something effective. But so as a result, like obviously, like when I actually started taking care of my body, like that does give you more testosterone, you know? Like you get a fuck ton if you eat right and you fucking work out and you fucking do manly things like pump iron and fucking, you know, run from fucking cars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But that, you know, so if you're looking for that T boost, eat some fucking fruits and veggies, lift some fucking iron.
Or go to Mexico.
Sweat a lot, you know, or go to Mexico for TRE.
Oh yeah, been eating those veggies lately. Been putting brock in my mac and cheese.
How long before they try to put whatever Joe Rogan does to get his body the way it is into a pill?
So I don't know if you've ever listened to Joe's podcast, but they got this thing called Alpha Brain.
Yeah, no, I know he has alpha brain, but like
What they don't tell you is that part of Joe's DNA is put in the Alpha Brain Black Label.
Oh,
so
yeah.
When you take it,
They also have that total human package. They should just call it the Joe Rogan
yeah,
package.
the total Joe Rogan.
does it come with a sauna?
Yeah, and an ice bath.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, right. And to be fair, like he, despite any supplements or testosterone replacement therapy he might get, he is hitting the gym constantly.
Oh yeah, no, I know
a lot of
that.
kettlebells,
And that's what
a
I'm
lot of
saying.
martial arts.
Never stops.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. How long before they try to get an all-in-one Joe Rogan pill out there on the market?
I mean, anyone can be Joe Rogan with the right amount of meth.
Bro, I listened to a crazy podcast about meth today.
Yeah.
Fucking, have you guys ever given the wife of the party a listen? Fucking Leanne Kreischer's podcast.
Not too much, nah.
She has a 3-part episode. She like does topics on her podcast, and her podcasts all have a topic. And she did a 3-part father podcast, and it was about fathers, obviously. And her 2 guests that she had on the first one, one of them had like a crazy father who was a fucking meth head and a meth dealer like her whole childhood, and he was a single dad with sole custody. And so she apparently he's been clean for like 10 years now, and their relationship's actually really good. So they did a part 2, and he was on the part 2, and it was almost 3 hours fucking long. And this guy has done it all. And he's probably a fucking genius with all the shit. He would do meth and build computers back in like the 90s. Yeah. And like, I guess he would do meth and do creative things and like work on cars and motorcycles, because he would just do meth to ramp him up so he didn't have to sleep and shit, and then would just do things for like 72 hours and then sleep.
I mean, I guess if you asked a lot of people if they could have a pill to keep them up for so long, a lot of people would take that pill.
It's literally Adderall.
Yeah. I'm actually having some perspective change, because I thought my problem this whole time was like trying to sleep, but I think I was just trying to stay awake. I think I just need to keep taking uppers and just not sleep.
Well,
I think that's a horrible idea.
Well,
truthfully.
You can get like free Adderall if you just sign up.
It's so easy. It's so easy. I can just be like, yeah, I got ADD, ADHD. I can't focus.
Yeah.
I don't know. My brain just scrambles. I don't know what to do.
As somebody who's taken Adderall a lot, like through high school and shit, not prescribed it, I abused the shit out of it.
Rightfully so.
It's no bueno. It's not fun. You'll take that shit for fucking 3 days straight, and then you'll come down, and it's not fun.
A lot of these online therapy markets are like, they got hit with a lot of clientele during the pandemic, and they didn't have enough therapists to take on the clientele basically. And a lot of the solution is like these 10-minute conversations and these online prescriptions through just text and video calls of just prescribing Adderall.
Look it up, but I bet BetterHelp is owned by like Adderall or like one of the companies that makes it.
BetterHelp is one of the better ones. Like I don't think they offer prescriptions, but a lot of them do.
I noticed
focus
that.
on like selling it.
I get a lot of like suggested advertisements, and it's like, we can get you the right doctor who can get you the right treatment. And it's like, they're so quick to like, if you have any type of issue whatsoever, diagnose the problem just so they can prescribe you shit. Like nobody offers natural remedies as their first solution.
Yeah, or just like, taking a chill pill.
Yeah, like they never like take a hallucinogenic route to it. They're always just like, oh yeah, you need more fucking Adderall.
Yeah, just take this. It'll
level you out. You'll be all right.
Oh yeah.
It's because they want to keep us sick and fucking stupid so they can change the fucking laws and take away our guns and fucking enslave us all.
That's exactly it. Government like we talked about last week, government agencies, they fund these fucking food companies and these fucking drug companies just to make us sick and unwilling to fight the government.
That's absolutely it.
And
big cycle now.
That's why you need to eat good food and just be active and be healthy so you can fight your fucking government.
Gotta win that war with yourself before they win it for you.
Yeah, you gotta win because like you can't let feds dictate your life.
No, like we're following like a lot of just like self-advice, like, oh, I'll eat this cake today and be fine, but I don't know, there's not like a pill that can stop you from like changing your mind. You gotta like use your own mind to push yourself.
I mean, there are definitely drugs you can use to suppress hunger,
like Adderall,
but it really comes down to that mental commitment.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and like I literally do it. I know in my head, it's like, I don't want to eat this fucking processed sugar because the government told me the sugar is okay, and I know it's not okay because it makes me feel so shitty.
Yeah, there's a lot of distrust out there now. Like, what can you trust to put in your mouth?
Not a whole lot. Whole natural foods.
Mm.
I'm telling you, like chicken.
People should be hunting and farming their own food.
I agree with that.
And if you can't do that because you live in a city and you don't have land or such, there's other things you can do. You can go to a local farmer. You can go to a farmer's market. I know cities have those. Just finding more natural ways to get natural food into you. I was driving down to either North Carolina or Florida last year, and we drove past one of the Tyson factories, and for a solid 10 miles, it smelt like death and blood and iron, and it was disgusting. And we saw the Tyson farm, but before we saw the Tyson farm and the Tyson factory, we saw a whole box truck filled with, it had to be at least 350 individual cages, and every single cage had a live chicken in it. And I was comforted knowing that the chicken in Tyson's Chicken is actually chicken. But at the same time, it was in a fucking cage on a box truck, and there were literally, my car was getting hit by feathers.
There's your dino nuggets.
There's your dino nuggets right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's fucked up. And it's like that the FDA is like, oh yeah, that's fine. See, like, and that's the thing, they're ruining whole natural foods. That's hard to find good chicken nowadays.
It's all for that $1.
I tell you, I get my eggs delivered every fucking week, and it's a great feeling.
I still buy the store-bought, but I'm not really like in control of what I'm buying right now. My grandmothers are taking over that.
Well, take control.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I go out and do my own shopping, but I don't know. They just like come home with all the shit.
I've been saying it for years. When the fuck are we going to go get our hunting licenses and go fucking fill our freezers ourselves?
I'd love to go hunting, but I want to go bow hunting.
I would too, but I also at the same time do love the convenience of the supermarket. I just want to be able to like a wider selection.
You can bow hunt all year.
Can
Yeah,
Can you?
so once bow season starts, you can bow hunt through rifle and black powder season.
Oh.
So the bow season isn't just like, it doesn't stop when the season's over. Like you can bow hunt through all the hunting seasons because it's bow hunting.
That's pretty badass.
So like if you want to bow hunt, you can bow hunt all the time. That's what Joe does. He bow hunts.
Right.
And I can still use my gun, and you can pick and choose. And like, I'm not gonna learn how to hunt by myself. That would be fucking stupid. It's a fucking group thing. Because if I fucking break my ankle out in the fucking woods, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. No, I'd love to do that. I always wanted to hunt.
And it would be great content.
I would love to do it, but I think we got to take the journey on our own. It's a coming into manhood thing. If we don't come back, we weren't meant to thrive.
We gotta walk into the woods like a Spartan.
Yeah. Kill a fucking wolf, and if you don't, you're not a fucking man.
Yeah, you don't get your license.
Yeah, you don't get your hunting license.
This episode is brought to you by Manliness. Go kill an animal yourself.
I hear a lot about this talk. The problem with American society, they think, at least with men, is that there's no rite of passage anymore to becoming a man.
That's big fucking facts. The closest thing you have is losing your virginity, and that's even still losing its meaning.
You might lose your virginity, you might get your fucking license, you might graduate high school, whatever the fuck it is, but there's no thing that challenges you physically and mentally that's obligated in this country.
It's probably making like your first 250K.
And no, but even that, like, you need something that challenges the body and the mind to a vigorous level.
Yeah.
To earn your place.
But that's that war mentality of old.
Any actual suggestions that aren't fucking sarcastic, you piece of shit?
Yo, fuck, I was being pretty serious about that.
No, I understand. Do you have any suggestions for something that could be used for young men today as a rite of passage, is what I was asking you, and I was asking you for a serious answer.
Make your first 250K.
In the woods.
Off of nothing.
Off of nothing.
Like, because it's my belief that today's man is weak for multiple reasons, but one of the biggest reason is fucking 25, 30 years ago, like, all of our grandfathers could build a house themselves, put the walls up, do the insulation, do the wiring, build the whole house. Then they could fucking sell the house, set up a farm, fucking do all of the paperwork and all of the they could do literally everything you're supposed to know how to do as an adult.
But a lot of those were like Sears houses.
A lot of them were like Sears houses. You're absolutely right about that. But like, it still doesn't change the fact that a fucking good portion of fucking young men today don't even know how to use a fucking hammer.
Yeah, that is a little sad when you can't.
And that's very disappointing.
Yeah. When people can't like put shit together themselves, like
what are you supposed to do when you don't know how to fucking use tools or power tools or whatever?
Big facts.
Yeah.
And like you have to put a fucking bike together for your fucking kid.
Yeah.
Like how embarrassing must that be?
my little brother still like asks me for help to like set up his Xbox. Like by now you should just know, like it's like the shit you learn as like a little baby, like the rhombus goes in the rhombus. The circle goes in the circle.
Yeah.
I can't even lie. I fucking love building things, and I think it's a
absolutely.
very human trait. And I feel like we're losing it.
It's an ambitious.
It really is, because
characteristic.
it's like anytime I build anything, I'm like I love building it. I love messing up, having to take it apart and rebuild it, and then I love testing it when I'm fucking done, and then just saying to myself, I built that.
I think
good, works good.
I think a good idea for a rite of passage should be mastering something.
Yeah, that's
whether it be fucking surfing or skateboarding or building birdhouse, like just working at something long enough where you could compete with somebody who is a professional in that field.
Yeah, and I think the truth about mastery is that it takes discipline.
Absolutely.
And I think that is a quality lacking in most people.
That's a quality lacking in society, period.
Like, they're like, we should start a podcast, and they just never fucking do.
Yeah, no,
and that's what makes
absolutely.
us different. Is that we went, as soon as we said we should start a podcast, the very next day we went out and bought equipment.
Well, yeah, but we've
After
also...
like the fifth time about talking about it.
Yeah, that's a big fact.
We're doers, though, not thinkers.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, but that's why this works.
We're better than you.
Yeah, we all bring our best qualities to the table here.
We try to.
I don't know, and me being a piece of shit, weirdly enough, is my best quality.
It has its ups and its downs, but there are more ups than downs.
I agree with that 100%. A lot of the downs are just internal anyway. The ups are just out there, man.
The ups are so positive that it outweighs the downs.
It really does. What's that old saying? Make lemon into limeade?
Into the
That's
mic.
right.
So if you guys could do one thing to, like, not master, but like one physical body requirement, whether it be like rock climbing or surfing or skate, like it has to be like a physical athletic thing, horse riding, like something, what would it be? Because all three of us are pretty, like, we're not lazy people, but like
Basketball.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm always on the court.
yeah, no, that's fair. So you would dedicate all your time to fucking basketball?
Oh god, yeah. I
Like
try
your-
to be like a lockdown guard.
Money
Just, like,
aside, you now have like all the time and money you need to just pursue your athletic passion. It would be basketball.
oh god, yeah.
You?
That's a really tough one. I'm not going to lie. That's seriously a hard question.
No, I know.
Because there's so many of them I want to like be very proficient in. But if I had to just pick one.
Do you want me to go first so you have more time to think?
Yeah.
All right, mine would be sailing. I have this weird obsession, and I don't know if it's because I was born on a boat or like what, but like I want to sail across the Atlantic in a sailboat at least once in my life. And I was looking it up, and there's a guy who lives in England who has sailed the smallest fucking sailboat across the Atlantic. It took him 2 weeks, and the boat was 5 feet and 6 inches long.
Oh my god.
And it was, I forget what it was. I think it was called Father's Day was the name of the boat. And he sailed it from England to like I think Pennsylvania, or not Pennsylvania, but like the
wherever the coast is in
like
America.
Myrtle
Erie
Beach.
Canal,
Because it wasn't like us. He went more south. He ended up more south, like near Virginia and North and South Carolina. But still, I want to sail across the Atlantic in a sailboat with like 3 dudes.
Oh, whenever I'm like
3 dudes, 1 boat, 1
3
ocean.
I think it would be great content if we could figure out a way to keep the equipment running.
Yeah, so I think
Because the whole thing for me is like we'll have a motor on the boat in case of emergencies, but the point is to do it without a motor.
we get paddles.
Yeah.
Is it a fucking kayak or a sailboat?
No, it's a sailboat.
Bet it'd be more impressive to do it in a kayak.
It would be more impressive to do it, and we would die. But no, like in a sailboat, not like as big as like the Mia or the Pinta or the Santa Maria or anything
God, no.
like.
I
But
know
like,
what you're
but like
saying.
like a yacht-sized sailboat,
God damn.
That's a pretty big sailboat.
like a classic wind sailor.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming
My
from.
uncle had one, and I'm imagining it. It's really not that big. I don't know boats very well at all, but like,
Dude, I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
I see it. I see it.
it just has to be big enough for a cabin, you know, a place for us to fucking have a little galley,
Yeah.
a poop deck,
Yeah.
a starboard side,
A dock. Yeah, I
a
get
port side.
Yard.
that. A bow.
Do you know which one is which? Because they don't. It's not like you can do port for left, because left doesn't start with a P. You know what I mean?
No, that's big facts.
I think starboard is the front of the boat.
And port is the back.
We can't keep going on like this.
Why not? Can you Google it, Mr. Computer Man?
Where does the poop deck come in?
I feel like the poop deck is the high point, isn't it? Isn't that where the steering wheel is?
Oh, is that was the crow's nest?
I thought that was like the back deck.
Nah, look up the fucking the anatomy of a sailboat, please. Google it.
Matt Walsh's What is a Sailboat?
Listen, I don't know why you hate on Matt Walsh so much. He's doing fucking, I'm not going to say God's work, but God's work.
You can edit that out later.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
But leave in the part where I start bringing up Matt Walsh so people get confused.
and then transition back into the diagram of the sailboat. Could you
Okay.
show the class?
Yeah, let me just.
He's a visual learner.
Goddamn
I am.
ads.
No, but like in all honesty, wouldn't that be cool? I mean, I know it's not your guys' dream.
No, but I
would love to
think we all need to pursue our dreams together. So we all need to get okay at basketball so we can back Nate up. Just like we all need to learn our fucking boat terms so we can sail across the water.
That dream just leads to the NBA. Like I have no chance of that anymore. I'm past that
Okay,
expiration date.
so what I'm looking at is the anatomy of a sailboat right now, and it looks like we have a cockpit, a wheel, I can't say
Well,
that word.
We gotta describe like where everything is. So the stern is the very back of the boat.
Okay. The stern is the very back of the boat. Got
The
it.
bow is the tip,
Okay. The front tip of the boat.
and then the deck is like the front. But what the fuck is starboard? The hull is obviously like the siding, the body of it.
I feel like starboard side and port side are the right and left.
Yeah.
So, Nathaniel, can you Google on your phone so he doesn't have to exit out of that or something?
I can just open a new tab.
Oh yeah, I guess that works too. I don't know how computers work. I'm a retard.
I had this idea, and we become a boat-only podcast, and we only talk about boats.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool
Yeah, for the first 2 weeks.
for the first 2 weeks until we killed each other. Yeah,
Big facts.
till it killed my dream of sailing across the Atlantic.
No, but we'll do it, and we're gonna vlog the whole thing, and it'll be a blast. But I think what what sport I would train for is extreme hiking.
So not like mountain climbing or anything, but extreme hiking. What's the difference?
I don't know. If I just think about like it's gonna require your full body. It might be really cold, might be really hot.
So we're already almost there, boys. The port side is the left side.
Yep.
The right side is the starboard side. And then when
Okay.
you're looking behind you, that's your stern.
Gotcha. Understood.
We did it.
We
We're
did it.
halfway there.
Next time on Boat Experts.
So does that mean they always docked boats on the left side, port side?
It must be.
And
because like a port is also like a term for like, you know, like a dock, like a shipping area.
right. So
Yeah.
port side, left side. So they always put. Why would they dock the boat on the starboard side and not the port side?
But isn't
It must have been a popular side.
I don't know.
dock
I'm thinking of like a map of the United States, and I'm thinking of a port city like New York, and I'm thinking of how it's on the right.
Yep. So they would just turn it around so it's on the left.
Maybe.
I mean,
that boat is.
it's a boat. It doesn't have wheels. They can do a 360
I've never been a sailor,
or a 180 rather.
But you're gonna be a.
but I'm gonna be.
You're
a
gonna have to
sailor.
be because I need a crew.
No, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna work that out. But yeah, you guys can come extreme hiking with me if you want.
We'll call it the SS Brothers. That's the name of our boat.
The SS podcast.
Or the FN brothers.
No.
See, we're already fighting over boat names.
Yeah, the Sally Sales
I
Brothers.
was just gonna name it Booty.
Booty.
What about Yeah, no. I don't know. I don't have a
Don't
boat.
say it.
Don't. It'd be
Don't say it.
racist and sexist. Don't say it.
Hey, that's not cool or fair or whatever.
Cool, fair, whatever.
This episode was brought to you by Equal Rights. Equal rights equal fights. Square up.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Splenda. Splenda keeps the whole family together.
Or causes cancer. I don't know.
You tell me.
Oh, I can't wait for ads and sponsors.
We'll never get them.
No.
There are companies that are willing to fund douchebags like us.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Fleshlight.
Slim Jim.
Slim Jim. They're family friendly.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, they're at every truck stop in America.
I don't disagree with that, but have you seen their Twitter page? Because they're fucking wild.
I don't.
Wild. Okay?
How many social media pages do we have now?
Do we have personally?
No, our podcast.
Zero.
Zero?
What do you
Oh.
mean?
I thought
What do you
that-
mean? What do I mean?
We signed up for so many.
We haven't yet, though.
We did. We sat in a room. I signed
What did
up
you
on,
do
like-
all last week?
What are you? I didn't get my MacBook until yesterday.
That's totally fair. So what platforms are we going to be on so we can tell the listeners?
You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram,
SoundCloud.
Spotify, Snapchat, TikTok.
All the audio ones. We're also going to just be probably distributing on Anchor, and it'll like distribute it across multiple platforms so we can figure out which one those are.
Any place you can consume content, you can find us.
No, but seriously, Fleshlight, give me money, give us money. I will promote the shit out of you because
I could use a free flashlight.
I think I'd really enjoy it because I've never tried a real one. I only did washcloths and rubber bands.
I don't
before.
even need your free stuff because I've owned your products and they're phenomenal. And I know that my listeners would benefit from using them because they're stressed out and angry.
You ever use like a latex glove, stuff a wet sponge in a cup?
That is nothing like the superior power of a
See,
fleshlight.
that's the thing. Like I was like on a website one time and it was like 10 of the best homemade fleshlights.
You're disgusting. Was the first one a peanut butter sandwich, you fucking animal?
No, the first one's actually a banana peel.
That's disgusting.
Yo, it is nasty and I haven't tried it, but I can see the appeal.
All that banana
You're
flesh.
a fucking retard for that pun.
What do you? Oh, I didn't even realize it was a pun, but hey, that's perfect.
See,
That's
it's ingrained in your DNA.
bananas.
Get out.
Quit monkeying around. No, I get
All
it.
right, overdone.
Puns are the lowest form of humor, and I think that's why I love them so much.
That's valid.
Nobody laughs because the pun is funny. They laugh because it's not funny.
You
And they
should-
got punned.
You should bring back old school stand up, like the jester style, like jokes with the puns and the props and.
No, I like all comedy, from satire to prop comedy. It's all funny.
The next carrot.
You'd
Top
make a
City.
funny fucking ventriloquist.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, because like there's
next
very
Jeff Dunham.
little I'm afraid of in this world. But I don't like puppets, dummies, dolls.
And that's the appeal to it, though. you would be terrified of it, and you guys would have to work together, and you're crazy enough to come up with a personality for a puppet.
Who speaks for who?
Exactly.
You know, that's a good point. But it should be something that's not like a doll. You know what I'm saying? Like it is a puppet, but it
What if it's just like a clam with googly eyes that you can move its mouth?
he's in control.
Yep. Always has been.
Sammy Clammy made me do it.
That's right.
And then I could commit a really heinous crime and be like, it was the clam.
You're starting a fight with some guy. You just clamp the clam on his fucking nose.
I did not murder the kid. It was the clam.
So do Muppets count under that category?
No,
of
I'm
puppet?
actually a big fan of the Muppets.
So then what if we got you a Muppet style type?
Today's podcast is brought to you by Jim Henson. Jim Henson, R.I.P.
Are you still alive? Yeah, he's not, right?
No, he's dead as a doornail.
I actually had to introduce Haley to the Muppets this holiday season for the first
Because
time.
A Muppet's Christmas Carol might be the best Christmas movie I've ever seen in my life.
Are you being serious?
Completely. Even the vegetables don't like him.
No, yeah, that's totally fair. The Muppets Christmas Carol is hands down the best version of the Christmas Carol.
I agree with that.
Even with all the singing, but every fucking version of that movie has songs, so.
Oh, God.
No, but overall, she had never seen a Muppets movie in general, so we spent like 2-3 weeks actually like watching a new Muppets movie every other night, and we finally, like, because I luckily have every platform that has the Muppets.
Muppets on it, yep.
Yeah, because they're not all on one. Disney doesn't own them all.
Just most of them.
So a couple of them were on HBO and a couple of them were on Peacock. So we watched them in order of the years they came out.
They hold up really
No,
well.
I know they do. Like my favorite Muppets movie is the first one from like '73. It's the one where he's like not even famous yet and he's living in the swamp and he's trying to go to Hollywood.
I fucking love the Muppets.
It's great. And there's a guy chasing him, trying to turn him into the spokesman for a frog leg company. Anyway, the Muppets, they're great. Watch them with your kids.
Big facts. The Muppets are great. I would do like a puppet type of deal on my hand. Maybe a clam with googly eyes. Maybe something sillier.
Yeah, something sillier. There's a lot of options. A dead possum.
Yeah.
It's kind of smelly.
You just like.
But that
hold
would
it.
be a friend.
That'd be a family member. What are you kidding?
Yeah, you can't let go of
You
them.
squint like possums.
I saw a video of a girl with a raccoon rescue today, and she kind of took my heart.
The girl or the raccoon?
The girl.
Ooh, love interest.
Yeah, just
Stay away from animal girls, man.
I love it.
Like, I'm not saying like the normal animal, like, because all girls like animals, and that's fine. But like the ones that have
animal girls.
the
no,
ones
I
that
get
have specific obsessions with specific animals or like a certain kind of animal.
Yeah, well, I feel like vets are a gray area, but I feel like, you know, like people that own rescues.
Vets
those
are just
the crazies.
too snobby.
Yeah.
Vets think they're better than you, and they are.
Yeah, I don't got good health insurance. I go to the vet.
Imagine growing up and wanting to know the anatomy of a horse.
I mean, I'm of age and I still don't know.
Dude,
And it's something I've been trying to figure out for years.
how does a horse fuck a human? Like how?
Probably the same way any animal would fuck a human.
Violently?
Seeing a hole and going.
When you
for it.
have a 9-foot warhammer of a cock,
Yeah.
all sex is violent.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's why women are obsessed with fucking horses. Because no porn star dick is going to match that of a stallion's cock.
Yeah, that's fair. I want to get back to
Horse cock?
what we were talking about originally with my first question about road trips. What's the ultimate way to travel? Plane, train, automobile. I was watching Rat Race last night. Have you guys seen
Rat
that?
Race is one of my favorite fucking movies of
I
all
can't
time.
believe Netflix fucking put it back
No way,
on.
it's on. Are you
it's
talking about like the 2006 movie?
No, the 2000.
With Rowan Atkinson, right?
Yes.
And like the
Yeah,
and
it
Chevy
came out in
Chase.
2000. Yeah.
And Smash Mouth at the end
Yeah,
of it.
uh-huh.
Yeah, it's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
And like rewatching that movie, like I knew that was one of those movies that you can't like watch nowadays without offending somebody,
No, big
but I
facts.
didn't realize how,
It's so bad.
Yeah,
It's so
dude.
bad. It touches everything.
and it's so good. And like So what is it? Planes, trains, automobiles, bicycle? Like how would you choose to travel from one end of the United States to the other?
Blimp.
Have you thought about this before?
No, but it'd be a statement and a half.
Would you skydive out at the end, or would you land the blimp? Do you land a blimp, or do you just get low enough where you can climb down?
I don't think blimps come out of the sky. Have you ever seen a grounded blimp? Because I sure as fuck haven't.
How do you get in a blimp if not grounded? Because I've seen, like, a hot air balloon is just a big blimp or a small blimp. So,
Hey,
like,
can you pull up anatomy of a blimp?
You got it.
I'm hoping for a diagram similar to the boat.
just HO.
I just feel like it's an underutilized mode of transportation. Plus, like, then you can be like, oh yeah, I'm getting there by blimp. Maybe hot air balloon.
That's a flex. All these fucking celebrities with their private jets, and you're arriving by blimp. Coal power, baby.
Big facts. That reminds me. I'm in a lot of like the freebie groups and all the surrounding towns. Anytime somebody's giving up anything, you can post anything you want. Some guy in Webster is giving away a lot of fucking coal. A fuck ton of it.
Why though?
I don't know.
Oh, look, the anatomy of a blimp. All right, so what we're looking at is what looks like the Goodyear blimp. And as we can see at the bottom, we've got... I can't read it.
The gondola.
Oh, yeah, the gondola.
The little thing you sit in.
Yep, the little box that you see the people in. Nate, can you... I can't read it from here.
All right, so you got your engine on the back of your gondola. And then your back bottom rudder is your tail wheel.
You know what the problem is? The diagram doesn't answer our question of how do you get in it.
Well, you get in that gondola.
I know, but is it in the air when you do it?
No, it's definitely lower to the ground. Like, have you not seen the footage of, like, the Heisenberg or whatever the fuck it's called?
I watched it blow up.
Yeah, well, it was eventually... It was at the very beginning, it was low to the ground so people could get it. Like, have you not seen Indiana Jones?
It's been a very long time.
No, I think they do hover it, like, low to the ground. And, like, I think in some circumstances, they have it, like, a ladder.
Because it wasn't floating when they built it.
Well, either way. Yeah, I was dead wrong.
Yeah, and on the side, we got our helium valve.
That being said, though, I think I would skydive out of it.
Yeah.
After it blew up, yeah.
You know that whole thing about helium running out is a lie?
What do you mean?
I didn't know it was running out.
We aren't actually running out of helium.
Well, I knew Dollar Tree was, but I didn't think like we were as a population.
Well, Dollar Tree probably couldn't afford the helium.
That's big facts.
But no, there was like a whole thing going around saying like the world is going to run out of helium in like the next 20 years.
Yeah, we're also not going to run out of oil, so they can all get fucked.
Me freaking out trying to figure out how I'm going to fill balloons for the next 80 years.
My balloon business going down.
Yeah, like imagine selling helium.
God.
While we're
where do you even get
talking
it?
about things running out, and you had mentioned earlier being anonymous, Elon should bring back Yik Yak.
Yik Yak was one of the funniest social medias I've ever gotten to experience. Oh my god!
For
you could
you,
push
though,
boundaries.
For you that don't know, it was basically a group chat Twitter where it worked off based location, and everyone was anonymous, and you could just say whatever the fuck you wanted, and it would only appear in like a small 2-mile radius area. So it was really popular on like college campuses and in high schools because in that area you could just say whatever you wanted and nobody knew who was saying it. And that's why it got taken away so fast.
It was really funny, but God, did it lead to mental health issues.
Oh, yeah, big ones.
So much drama.
So much. Suicide even. Okay, it got brutal.
But yeah,
that doesn't change the fact that it was really funny.
Well, let's bring it back.
Yeah, rip Yik Yak. I miss it. If we can figure out a way to make it not woke and gay, we should we could have some real fun with it.
You should add in the bleep after we've said the really offensive thing.
Yeah, right. Leave it just like that.
Yeah. That's I'll leave that in editing.
Hey man, I'm from a different time, okay?
I know what I said about that, but you know what? You can say it.
In 1996, you still had to build your own. You know, you had to fight for your own in 1996.
I wasn't even alive in 1996.
Oh, you were a 97?
I was a 97 baby. I'm like the first kid from 97 in my grade. The only kid from 97 that's older than me in my whole grade is.
I could believe that. Yeah, we'll edit that out later.
Yeah.
He's so gay.
He could be our camera guy.
He could be our camera guy.
He needs
but
work.
he tried to fuck us. And like,
Quality
do you really
IT
want to do
work.
that to your future wife?
That's a good point.
But then again, you could accelerate the process for becoming your future wife if you just let him fuck you. You gotta think with your fucking brain, man.
We gotta get back on track. This is getting edited out.
You got a puke bag? Because I kind of need to vomit now.
All right, can you pause it? Is that a thing?
I didn't know the cost
Pause
of
it.
love.
So, Nate, what would be your form of transportation?
I'd say the car.
Yeah,
The car is like the most intimate.
but it's also the most stressful and not hardest to do, but like it's the most stressful by sure, and it takes the most time.
It does, but like when you're traveling those roads and an accident does happen, if you make it out, that's a good story.
I have a question. How can a car be more intimate than a hot air balloon?
All right, you got me there. It's just both you and the passenger 50,000 feet above the air. Yeah.
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 That'll
that's
work.
a little more intimate.
What if, you know how you're talking about the helium shortage or whatever the fuck that is?
Yeah, that's not true.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, where did you pull that from?
I don't know. I thought it was a little more well known, but like,
Obviously.
Bro, if my helium supplies were like depleting, I'd know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's something I track.
Boy's got a point.
yeah, people were going fucking nuts about it. Not really.
How am I
It
going to fill up
doesn't-
my balloons? How am I going to fill up my balloons? My balloons won't float. My balloons won't float. What if the air gets so polluted that they have to start selling oxygen?
What is this? Fucking the Lorax?
I forgot they did that.
Yeah. O'Hare Air.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss, he did it first.
Dr. Seuss, he was a racist.
Yeah, 100%, but the values of the stories hold up.
Oh, no, that's big facts.
Oh yeah, hop on pop.
Oh,
He also cheated on his
ham.
wife like all the time, I guess, and she was really sick.
I didn't realize we were judging authors by merits.
Oh, no, we're not at all. But if we're going to judge authors, we should probably judge J.K. Rowling's because she's my hero. And I think what she's doing with those fucking, those people is great.
See, Harry Potter is one of those things where I fucking love it, but I don't like the fans surrounding it. And I feel that way about most of the things I enjoy.
Yeah, no, I totally agree
Those
with you.
people are crazy.
The fan bases get too big, and then they get a little controlling over how they want. It's like Misery. It's like Stephen King.
I can't stand the fan base of Harry Potter, but
they're
I
the
love
worst.
Harry. They are the worst out of like the big fan bases between like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Star Trek, all the fucking big nerdy shit. Like Harry Potter fans are by far the worst. And if you fuck a Harry Potter fan, God, you're taking a risk. Like my girlfriend's great. I love her to death, but she's a Harry Potter fan, and that's why I said that. Like she's great, but like some of the other ones, they no bueno.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, is right.
The world, and I think the problem with a lot of these fandoms, the world's a little too real for them.
Oh, yeah. Because they're not mentally okay and they think they're witches.
And they just like the sorting of things. Like, this is so me, like Ravenclaw.
Yeah,
They're all
right.
Ravenclaw.
Yeah, of
or
course.
Hufflepuff.
No, you ever been with a Slytherin girl? I get it. You're with a Ravenclaw right now,
Yeah.
but your first Slytherin. Whew. My goodness.
I don't think I've ever been with a Slytherin, and that'd be fucking cool.
Yeah, what houses do you think you fucked?
Hufflepuff, Gryffindor.
Ravenclaw. Have you ever been with a really smart chick?
I mean, one. But I don't know if she counts because she was stupid when it came to real life stuff. She was just book smart.
Yeah, it don't count.
Yeah, so then she was only a Ravenclaw in the sense that she was book smart and liked to study and shit. But, I mean, I guess you could argue that the fucking redheaded demon was a fucking Slytherin.
I could see that.
She just was poor, and I don't know if they fuck with that.
Yeah,
Tom Riddle was poor.
Yeah, but he was also powerful, and
But
the
that's
heir
the
of
whole, that's the
Slytherin.
whole point of being Slytherin, is that you're just fucking powerful.
Yeah, I guess you got a good point there. While we're on the subject, and I'm gonna nerd out, I know what you guys are, but our fans that we don't have yet don't know what you guys are. What houses are you guys in?
Well, I took the test, and
The J.K. Rowling's test on Pottermore?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm a Gryffindor.
Okay.
I thought I was.
My heart is
but I'm too
Gryffindor, my brain is Ravenclaw, my personality is Hufflepuff, and my actions are Slytherin.
Yeah, that's pretty
Unique.
valid.
Unfortunate.
You know how they're like gray Jedi?
Yep.
There should be like a gray wizard type deal.
Yeah, I'm a middle force user. You know
You're
what I'm
like
saying?
not a good wizard, but you're
I'm
not a dark
bad
wizard.
Exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Exactly.
See, I feel like I would totally say that I would be a dark wizard if magic was real and shit and all that fun stuff, but my personality is overall like lawful good, and
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I was a criminal for most of my childhood and teenage years, but that was out of more necessity of not having things and just trying to survive and get things for myself rather than because I was a criminal. But I'm not a bad person at the end of the day, so I would probably have to say that I'm a Gryffindor. As much as I want to say that I'm a Slytherin, I'm definitely a Gryffindor.
You were all about that Slytherin life.
Yeah, I know, and like my first tattoo was like the dark mark, but still,
He's a Gryffindor, but he wants people to think he's Slytherin.
yeah, exactly.
Smart enough to be a Ravenclaw, like I always say.
I'm a
Built
Slytherin
like a
door.
Hufflepuff.
And it's like, sometimes like the hat, for instance, sorts you because it knows exactly where you belong, but it has trouble sometimes.
Oh yeah, and
You
like
know?
I totally feel like I could be in a situation like Harry, where I was just like, not Slytherin,
Not Hufflepuff.
not Gryffindor,
Not Ravenclaw.
not Ravenclaw, and that sorting hat would be like, yeah, no shit. You fucking
You
retard.
fucking idiot. See, that's the thing here.
Don't bleep me out.
Harry Potter is toxic.
I know you're thinking about it. You looked at that button like if I said a bad word.
No. I'm just sitting here trying to listen.
All right, champion.
Hey, he's producing.
He is my favorite producer in the whole world, Nate Sikowskis. Give it up for Nate.
Today's podcast.
Yeah.
Is brought to you by Nate. He's a producer.
Nate.
Get some.
Man.
Yo, when Champion was a Walmart brand, those times were different because I was wearing Champion before it was cool to wear Champion.
No, yeah, that's big facts. Champions always made good shit, but I feel like their sweatshirts are a little thin now.
I agree. Well, I have a thin Champion sweatshirt and a thick one.
See, I have a
pretty
thick
nice.
one, but as somebody that works outside, like
You need
it's not thick enough.
I
You need
understand
a
that.
Carhartt if you're working outside.
Dude, I'm a Dickies man. I don't fuck with
Bro.
Carhartt. I literally had this conversation with my girlfriend when I got home because her parents are trying to buy me a jacket for fucking Christmas.
And you're feeling Dickies and they want to do
Well, I've
Carhartt.
always had Dickies stuff because it's just as warm
and it's cheaper.
it's cheaper, it's just as warm, and it like gives me more maneuverability. Like Carhartts are just too fucking thick, and like it's trying to work in a Carhartt is annoying.
Yeah, it can be. I did a lot of plumbing in my Carhartt. It definitely kept me warm, though.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, but my fucking Dickies jacket keeps me just as warm, and I can still do everything I need to do.
I can imagine, yeah.
You know what the problem is? Carhartt got into the hands of people that don't do Carhartt shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it got
Same with
trendy.
Timberlands, bro.
Yeah, big fact. So like these people wear Carhartt, but they don't want to do Carhartt shit.
I've come to a realization and a conclusion while we're on the subject of fashion that I have a new least favorite group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with race or sex or anything like that. But actually, it does a little bit. White guys that fucking wear those fucking poofy fucking vests and flannels underneath them. When I see those guys, I just fucking know I'm about to hear the worst fucking liberal, stupid fucking take I've ever fucking heard. And they come into my store every fucking day, and I've had enough of it. And if I see another one, I'm going to say something.
Anytime I see a guy with a Patagonia hat on, I'm like, oh, here we fucking go.
Like, there are just certain clothing lines that people wear as fucking virtue signals, and you can just clearly see that you're about to walk into a fucking problem.
But it's like at the same time, I feel the same way with like the conservatives, because like, you know, if they have like an American flag tee on, it's game over.
Oh, dude, I know. Like, and it used to be different like 20 years ago on like the 4th of July. Everybody fucking blue or red would have a fucking American flag shirt on now. But like now, if you have an American flag shirt on, you're a fucking extremist. So, God forbid.
Isn't that wild?
Both sides are equally bad. Never forget that.
God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every day we stray further and further from the Constitution and closer to fucking communist China.
I love my supreme overlord, China.
I do not. He looks like fucking Winnie the Pooh, that fat fuck.
No, you love him.
No, I don't love him.
China is responsible for a lot of what's going on in America. And that's
China's
just the God honest
responsible for
fact.
a lot of what's going on in the world.
It's a big fact.
Did you guys hear the story? I don't know what country it is, but it's in Africa. And there's a country down there where they borrowed a whole bunch of money from China
I know what you're
to
talking
build
about.
an airport.
Yep.
And they built this airport, and China was like, okay, in like 10 years we'll come back for our money. And like they haven't made all the money back yet, and they've been slowly paying back China. And then 10 years comes up, and or however long it is, and they're like, hey, you haven't paid us back all of the money yet, so this airport, the biggest and only fucking fully international airport in all of Africa, belongs to China now.
Mm-hmm. And that's that's exactly what they're doing. So they're going to like third world countries and a lot of places that don't have a lot of money. They don't have an established economy, like whatever, no valid form of government. And they're saying, hey, give you a little bit of money now and it's got some interest on it, but you build yourself a city and you start a bustling economy and you pay us back when your economy starts making a good amount of money. So they've been employing this tactic all over the fucking world, and they're getting to a point with a lot of these countries, it has come time to pay their debt, which has accumulated a fuck ton of interest because it's China interest too. So it's like triple. You know what I'm saying?
They played that business game well.
And that's the card they're playing, because in a world where we've already dropped bombs on each other, we're still trying to like take it over. You know what I'm saying? Like Russia's just as bad. Any country out there right now that's still plotting to take over the rest of the world is fucking insane. America, all crazy.
Yeah.
America?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not think the United States is trying to take over the world?
I don't really think so.
Have you ever
that.
read the book How to Hide an Empire?
Oh, that's in our library. Yeah, well, I just not educated on this, so
It's like
I'm not.
Educate yourself.
So like obviously China's going to third world countries and saying, hey, it's time to make some money. We're going to third world countries for democracy, because democracy must reign.
So it's basically just like converting them to democracy.
Think about
like
how
we've
many countries have just American in them, because we went over there and we're like, hey, you like democracy now.
I mean, I can think of like the islands.
We secretly send weapons to regimes that want power, help them
Contra, like Iran. And
and
South
we send
America.
them weapons and shit to help them get into power, and then we come over and fight them for the whole world to see, like we're fighting terrorism and fucking shit, but we put those people in power in the first place.
Yep.
And then we come in and liberate those countries from terrorist regimes and put our own people in fucking power in those countries, and we have dummy fucking people running those countries.
I see. I just never knew the extent of that plan. I just knew we gave them the... I never knew why.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So it's like that in a lot of parts of the world. So you got these worldly powers, Russia, United States, China, just fucking sending influence and power into other countries.
Basically, the 5 countries in the UN that aren't allowed to be removed from the super circle are the same countries trying to take over the world.
Well, to be fair, the United States isn't in the UN.
Not the UN. There's the other one then. There's 5 countries in the fucking group that are always
I want to say it's France, England. Oh man, there's 3 other ones.
Are we talking about the Allies?
No.
When
I
they
know
formed
China's
the UN,
one of them. I know China's one of
it?
them now.
Okay, I thought they were kicked out of the UN, or either we're like, hey, we don't want to be in the UN
Maybe
anymore.
that. I'm not super educated on this either, so maybe I'm fucking just spewing out idiot facts. But I thought I was taught in high school that America, Russia, France, England, and China were all like on the super fucking circle of the UN that weren't allowed to be removed from power, and then the rest of the countries in NATO or the UN or whatever fucking group it was all circled out every few years so that only a certain number of countries were on the council at once.
I'm definitely gonna have to like fact check the entire thing we're talking about, because like the one thing they don't really teach you about, they teach you American history, but involvement with the UN is very limited, you know? So there's a lot of shit that happens in the world that we're not taught, you know?
I was taught this in a world history class, and or it might have been a U.S. history class, but I could also be just confusing multiple. It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
I graduated
I'm
high
with
school
that.
almost 10 years ago. So
Yeah. And I'm gonna have to double check my
yeah,
facts
no,
on
we
this one.
can bring it back up next week or something.
It's still an interesting topic to get into, though.
Yeah, no, it's something we should definitely talk about. We should just be more educated before we talk about it, so we don't sound like retards.
Yeah, big facts. Big facts.
What's the overall topic?
Just the.
What's your favorite vehicle to travel across the country with?
Oh, a car. It's the
okay,
most
yeah,
intimate.
I get that. Nah, I thought it was a hot air balloon, though.
You asshole.
And I think that what makes a good podcast, I think you get political, but at the same time, you're funny.
Right.
And you make people laugh. People look
Start.
forward to that next episode. I know, I really got to pick up my game and actually do something entertaining. Where to start, though?
Yeah.
That's always the problem, you know?
I mean, how does it make you feel that these 3 superpowers are doing this shit?
I think me personally, I think like I got a lot of views that like, or they like kind of parallel each other, because it's like I have views on how I think the world should be, but then it's also like these things really don't affect a person like me in the first place, because I live a life very away from the government and affairs of the world.
Like you're slipping away from their radar.
Yeah, it's like I try to live that life. Like I don't want to be on their radar. I don't want to fucking deal with them. I've kind of like set my own laws. You know what I'm saying?
Your own grounds.
Yeah, like I believe
Like that one Family Guy episode where they find out that the housing isn't actually a part of America. It's not a property.
My opinion of this whole matter is that as soon as we have even a little bit of money from whatever we do with this, I'm gonna make us pool our money and buy 2 separate compounds. We'll have one compound in a place that we all want to live in, where we can live normal lives. We'll have a gated fucking community like the fucking Godfather did after he was fucking shot, where it's just us and our families in that compound. We live normal, regular lives or whatever. But then the second compound is for us to go completely off the fucking grid when shit fucking goes south.
Tahiti.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Secret Compounds.
We want one.
You'll never
We
find
want
it.
2.
Then, like, off air, we should have, like, a third one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
100%.
All right, back on.
They can't know about that though.
Yeah, no. It'll be in Antarctica.
You know, actually, at that, you know what that reminds me of? So, do you know what the seed bank is?
No.
Do you know what the seed bank is? Okay, so they in Antarctica they have this fucking cooler that's called the seed bank, and it is buried under the ice. And we put it there over the last couple of years because if the world ever does like explode or like we have access to finding another civilization or
There's food
whatever,
seeds there?
there's seeds for the most important crops inside of that vault.
Oh.
And so a new trend is that these companies like Nabisco are buying up plots of land in Antarctica. Or I don't know if they're buying it up because I don't really know if anybody owns Antarctica
Yeah,
per
right.
se. You know what I'm saying?
PewDiePie owns a
I mean,
little bit of it.
Yeah. But either way, you can get like this space in Antarctica where you can like store stuff. So they have just put an entire vault of Oreo cookies underneath the ice in Antarctica.
Excuse me.
Damn.
And
Milk's favorite cookie.
what's to stop said people from going to Antarctica and digging up said vault of Oreos?
Because they probably have fucking armed guards there
I'm
that
not
are going to
scared of
shoot on
them
sight.
and their fucking Nabisco guns.
And also like that's important because if humanity ever goes extinct, and imagine like the people that come after us that discover the Oreo.
Imagine not having the recipe for Oreo cookie.
No, so society collapses. You know, like it's very apocalyptic. War rages.
What if
there's
Oreo
factions.
becomes the new currency?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like something like that. Oreo's going to become the new fucking currency.
Jesus Christ.
Like, you know, a full cookie, two cookies and creme is worth like X amount. Like just creme on its own.
What
is
happens
worth
if you
less.
just have creme?
I mean, you still get something, right?
Yeah, but is creme more valuable than kook?
I think creme is the most valuable, but kook is still valuable.
Okay, fair. I like kook more than creme, but that's just me.
I love kook, but I feel like you need the creme. I feel like you need the creme to make the cook so good.
See, I could do without the creme, honestly.
I think you say that now, but you'd be very surprised to
Yeah,
find.
but see, when you put the cook, when you get
when you put the cook in the
Take
creme,
the
you
creme
get-
out of the cook.
if you take the creme out of the cook, it's not an Oreo anymore.
I understand what
just
you're
a cook.
saying,
It's just a cook.
but when you go and get Oreos in other foods, it's just the cook.
Not entirely true. You get a lot of cook, and I think that's what you see, but a lot of times it's blended into like vanilla ice cream, and you can't see the creme. But you know the creme's there because you just buy it.
But I feel like they're cheap enough to exclude said creme from cook so that they think they're tricking you.
So I feel like they sell bags of crushed up Oreos to these suppliers of Oreos.
I think we should talk to the dealer, the Cookie Monster.
I bet we should. And I feel like they sell them to McDonald's and like they're usually decremed, I guess. But I feel like there's a little bit of creme left on every piece because every piece at one point had creme on it.
Wait, they're manufacturing these with just like leftover Oreo.
Yeah, like each cookie goes through a perfection test. And obviously there's like, 30 in a fucking box. And,
Not enough creme.
yeah, not enough creme. So they just have this pile of fucking Oreos that they throw away every single day.
God damn.
And that's how McDonald's is able to give you an Oreo McFlurry because it's leftover cooks and cremes.
All right. I think that's going to do it for tonight, boys.
This is the second episode we've talked about Oreos.
Yeah.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Nabisco.
Get some of that delicious cookie creme.
Today. Use code BROTHERS.
To get all your Oreo cook and creme needs.
Use code CREM.
Cookies and creme. With creme so good, it makes you go,
That's good creme. And
Good
cut.
night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone.
Merry Chrysler.